Welcome to LCAP Legacy, Decades of Dedication, the podcast that celebrates the incredible individuals who have shaped the heart and soul of the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership.
Each episode, we'll dive deep into the stories of those who have devoted their careers to making a difference, not just in our organization, but in the lives of the people we serve every day.
We'll uncover their journeys, explore the moments that inspire them, and highlight the lasting impact of their commitment to LCAP's mission.
So whether you're here to learn, be inspired, or simply celebrate the amazing people who make LCAP what it is, thank you for joining us.
This is LCAP Legacy, Decades of Dedication.
Let's get started with today's guest.
Welcome back for another episode of LCAP Legacy, Decades of Dedication. And we have made it to episode number 10. Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah.
So, of course, in the studio, I have my wonderful co-hosts with me, Kim and Amber.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And we also have another special guest in the studio today. Today, we have Lorine McLaren, and she currently is the lead case manager for LCAP. So, Lori, thank you so much for joining us in the studio today.
Thank you for inviting me. Good morning.
10 years with us here at Lawrence County Community Action Partnership, a whole decade, and we're celebrating our 10th episode.
Awesome.
Yes.
So, Lori, take us to the beginning of your journey. How did you get started with LCAP?
Where do I start? I was working as a therapeutic staff support case manager at the time that I heard about the job opportunity. I happened to get a request from someone that my mother-in-law was working with. She was a Head Start or preschool teacher, should I say, in Sharpsville preschools, and she happened to be teaching the child of a friend of mine, Kelsey Robertson, now Kelsey Schnur, who had advised that I apply and give them my cover letter. So that's how I got started here.
And did you start as a case manager?
I did. I started off as a case manager in 2015 and have been here ever since.
Nice. Talk us through that journey of becoming being a case manager to becoming a lead case manager.
At the start, I was nervous with the job. It was a lot that I was not used to dealing with. Face-to-face clients and, housing crisis, all that stuff. Everything was brand new, so different from working with youth and everything else. So it was definitely a lot to take in at the time. But I pushed through, and I had some great coworkers who helped me through it. Sharon Harrison being one of them, Tamika, who's no longer with us, but and Stephanie helped me through all of that. And for the longest time, I really thought I wasn't going to be able to handle some of it because, at the time I wore my heart on my sleeves and I wanted to help everybody, and it was just very difficult. But I was able to get through that, and it's always a work in progress. You're always learning something new, and becoming a lead was something that I was very happy to work with. And I helped a lot of not only the case managers, but with the clientele coming through and everything. So, it's a lot to take in with all the grants and everything else. There is just so much that you have to retain and remember, and it is hard. But with the great coworkers and everything, I've been able to do that.
So what inspired you to want to get into doing case management?
Well, the way I grew up, we grew up poor. I don't want to say poor. A lot of generational poverty going on, but I made it a goal early in life that I would make sure that my myself and my children were well taken care of, and I would make sure that I was able to provide the best opportunities for them. And one of the main things that I really wanted to do, even growing up as a child, was to be able to go out and help people. So this is something that I've always wanted to do, was some type of social work that would, I would end up making a difference someday. So I feel very confident that I've made a difference in multiple lives throughout the years, but especially being here. So, I really love my job. I love the people I work with. It's been it's been a journey so far. So.
Well, in the last 9 years of working very closely next to you and with you, I see the change that you have made to those that we serve here at Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. The veterans that we serve, the housing clients that we serve. I see how you interact with them, your clients, the resources that you provide, the guidance, the support. So that just really shows that you are our lead case manager here in housing. And the support that you give to your colleagues, you're always there. You're always willing to answer questions, lend a helping hand. You go above and beyond. So that's something to be really proud of. You do help so many in our community.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So what are some of the strengths being a lead case manager that you have, that you feel like a lead case manager should have in general?
Well, let me see. Strengths, huh? Well, I'm pretty confident with everything that I do. I know how to get things done, hopefully in a timely manner, and help others who are also in need of assistance with anything that they might need to get done. I'm there. I'm empathetic. I listen to everyone, and I try to help out as much as I can, even with the coworkers.
And you play a very big role, too, in our stand-down event. We just had...
Yes, I do.
Yes, we just had Missy on last week, and she was talking a little bit about stand-down, and you're one of the great supports that we have during stand-down. So do you want to talk about stand-down, about, the veterans that we serve?
Yeah, we have the veteran stand-down, and I don't know how long I've been doing it now. It's been several years. And I believe I had asked Missy if I could be a part of it at the beginning. And I love doing it. I mean, I help with the setup and everything. And I love seeing all the faces that come through, and some of the old faces that come through that I've helped in the past. And it's always been very fulfilling to see them coming in and smiling and, just telling me how they're doing and all that. So I do enjoy seeing all the partners and the people who are involved with the stand down. So I look forward to that every year.
And in our past episodes, we had a few people who started out as a case manager, but they worked their way throughout different positions in the company or the organization. And as a case manager, you guys have a heavy load, and people may not know exactly what all that entitles. So maybe you could just walk us through like the day-to-day of what a case manager does and how you guys are helping the community.
Okay, so it all depends on this, I guess, the situation at hand. Usually, if once we have funding, we'll have the clients will come in through. They'll do an intake. Sometimes we'll see them depending on their crisis. We'll either see them immediately or we'll schedule them. We'll contact them and get them scheduled on our calendar. We try to assess the situation, see what type of crisis they're going through, and we're not always dealing face to face all the time with clients. Sometimes we're working with the landlords, trying to develop a rapport with those that are willing to work with LCCAP. We are constantly searching for housing leads out there. What's available. We are working with our partners every day. We are, trying to, update our resources and make sure we have enough resources to provide our clients and the correct, the right resources. We don't want to give them resources that we don't think, that won't fit with them. I mean, there's a lot that we do. We, sometimes we'll assist them with their applications for housing, or we'll assist them with their applications for LIHEAP. We'll make those calls with them. We'll advocate for them. We have lots of trainings that we do for ourselves, and we try to help our clients become self-sufficient, and with budgeting and referring them to other outside resources. And there's so much involved. There's databases that we have to update, and training other case managers. When we get new trainees coming or new case managers coming through, we'll sit with them and go over the programs. And there's so many grants and everything that we all touch. It's quite a bit, but there's never a dull moment here. So it's always we're always doing something. Between case notes and calls and everything else, and home visits and inspections, and it's a lot, but I enjoy doing it.
Well, I was going to ask you what your typical work day was like, but you kind of just already answered that.
That's pretty much a typical work day.
That is. And I see it. So, we're providing the resources, you're working with landlords, you're finding new leads. Just the other day, we had a gentleman, he was a veteran in Lawrence County. He had came in and he had some questions about a utility bill. I went right to Lori, and she was able to assist him with no problem at all. And she took him back and she helped him out. And that's the kind of person Lori is, not only with veterans, but with anybody who has a certain housing crisis. She's the person to go to ask those questions, and she'll make sure that we, get the help to that person that is needed.
So, Lori, a lot of the clients that you do deal with, they're in kind of some sensitive situations.
Yes.
So how do you approach building trust and a good relationship with them?
Well, that it can take some time. It depends on the situation at hand. We've had some pretty difficult situations to go through, but just letting them talk and vent and whatever they have to do, and just listening is pretty much the only, what you can do to just get them to trust you. If you are constantly interrupting them when they're speaking, or, you're assuming that, something's going on, and then they're, your assumptions are incorrect, then you tend to lose them at that point. But I think just being open-minded and just listening and letting them speak their mind or voicing their concerns is the best way to handle it.
Just being there to listen to them.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. A listening ear, a helping hand.
And, just kind of piggybacking off of that, what's something that you've learned from the people that you've served that's really stuck with you over the years?
Well, I've learned that anyone can go through a crisis situation. It does not matter what walk of life you've come from, whether you're rich or you're poor, or you have issues with mental health and substance abuse and all that. Everyone goes through something at some point, and everyone needs help.
I couldn't agree more. Yes, it's very true. And that's why it's very important. Just like the saying, we just have to take one day at a time.
Exactly.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And be grateful and have blessings for everything that does come our way, because there's people out there that, have it way worse, and there's people out there who have it way better. So we have to be grateful for what we do have, and take it one day at a time, and be there to support others when they are going through a trying situation.
So, Lori, how do you stay motivated when you're dealing with some heavy things?
Well, that's a hard one, because there have been days where I just want to throw in the towel and walk out. It's something, but it's not very often. It's just, you just have to take that moment and just sit and relax, and just think about everything that you're doing for the community and for those who you've helped. And I try to remember that when I'm when I'm dealing with a rough situation or whatever. But it can be hard. It's a very trying job, but I wouldn't change anything about it.
And obviously, since you've been in the role for the past decade, you I'm assuming that you like your job. Good.
Yes, I
good,
do.
Good. So how has your understanding of the community's needs changed over time from when you just started out?
Well, when I first started here, I didn't even realize that there was so much going on with the homeless community at that time. Like, I didn't even realize that LCAP was even a thing. It's true. I mean, like I said, I did therapeutic staff support, and I never even knew this place had existed, let alone the homeless, because it really wasn't brought to many people's attention at that time. So, I mean, it's definitely changed my outlook on things over the years, with the way things are in the communities and what people need to be out there, helping them, and not just the homeless, but, those with mental health, which, is a major barrier for housing, and those who just don't know how to reach those resources. I mean, that's what we do here, is to help get them connected.
So what would you say is one of the most rewarding experiences you've had here?
One of the most rewarding experiences, I would say that would be almost daily. I enjoy working with my coworkers. I love everyone here. They're like a second family. And I enjoy seeing the clients, and just being able to, help them resolve their crisis if we can. It's not always something that we can do, but I mean, we try to help to the best of our ability, and I know most of them are usually pretty appreciative, and it's nice to see smiles and everything like that. So it makes a difference. I mean, you come in all grumpy and everything, it really does make a difference in someone's day when you smile and say good morning, and so I think it's been pretty rewarding being here.
Good coworkers has been a reoccurring theme here of
Yes. And a family. And that's what we are. It's funny, my daughter Ella asked me just the other day, she said, "Is my school my family?" And we just had her teacher on, Miss Casera Relic, 2 weeks ago, was it? And she was talking about how her classroom is her family. So, I mean, they incorporate that in our children that we serve, and we feel the same about each other, our colleagues within the agency. And it's true. We're always here for each other. We have, great directors, wonderful, assistant CEO and CEO. They're family oriented, and that's what we're all about. And we give that back to our clients that we serve too. Just like you said, we might not be able to help Lori with everything. I mean, it's impossible for anybody to help with everything, but we're able to be that listening ear, be that helping hand, give other resources in the community. If we couldn't help them with housing, maybe we could help them with childcare. Maybe we could help them with SNAP. Maybe we could help them find different food pantries in the area.
Exactly.
It's just, we're all there to take that time to be able to, share what we know with others, and just be there as a support. And sometimes that's all a person needs, just that guidance, that,
right, yeah.
Lending hand, a friend, to be able to take that next step towards self-sufficiency.
So, one of the main themes here of our podcast is legacy, and we ask each guest what legacy they're hoping to leave once they are moved past the company. So, what legacy are you hoping to leave here at LCAP, or even with your clients when they're moving on to the next phase of their lives?
That one I'm not quite sure how to answer. Well, I mean, I'm not quite certain, because I've never really thought about much of the future and what would be left behind if I were no longer working at the agency. I would hope that the clients that I have touched or, just worked with would, be mindful of everything that I'm sure they're all very appreciative, and wouldn't want them to, not, I don't know. That's a really tough question. I'm just not sure how to answer that one. But I would hope that I would be remembered just as a person, and someone that was able to get them where they need to be, at least a little bit. And with the coworkers and everything. If I were no longer working here, I'd be missing everybody. So, I would think that I would be remembered as a good coworker and not family or whatever. So yeah.
All right. Well, that'll wrap up all of the hard questions, and we'll go ahead and make our way to the easier round.
Those were the hard ones.
And those were the hard ones. We're going to make our way to the easier round. So this next round is called our quick fire questions round. And how works is we're going to ask you a series of questions, and you're just going to answer those questions, whatever comes to your mind first. So Kim and Amber are going to go ahead and take that away.
Alrighty. So, Lori, what is your favorite way to unwind after a long day at work?
Favorite way to unwind? Well, the moment I get home, I am in my pajamas. Less than 5 minutes, I'm in my pajamas for the rest of the day. Depends on the situation, though, because I'm constantly taxi for my kids. Going to tutoring or practices and grocery shopping, all that stuff. So I guess after my day, go home, put my pajamas on, make some dinner, and I'm sitting and relaxing, either on my phone or watching some TV with the family.
Speaking of TV, so is there a movie or a television show or a book that had a profound impact on you that you could think about?
I don't know. I've read thousands of books in my life. I don't know right offhand which book to actually even bring up. But movie, I'm not really... There's a lot of movies I've seen over the years. I'm real big into the movies from the 80s. So
Me too.
Yeah. I don't know. I watch The Handmaid's Tale. It's okay. I'm not really into anything profound or anything like that. But I would have to say that Dirty Dancing is one of my favorites.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I love Dirty Dancing. Speaking of books and that you like to read, are you a member of our book club that we have hosted out there with Kristen at Fromel? No? Okay. Then maybe that's something to take a look into if you
look into it,
like to read. Yeah, they do a lot of good things there.
Yeah, my eyesight doesn't usually let me anymore, so I have to listen to them now.
It's the way of the future.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
So if you weren't a case manager, what do you think you'd be doing?
I don't know. My mother-in-law always tells me that I should open a diner or a restaurant. It's not something I plan on doing ever.
Oh, so, are you a good cook?
They say I am. Yeah, I would say I am. Yeah.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
My favorite is probably the spaghetti and meatballs.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's something that all of my kids are begging for. Like they would eat it daily if they could. Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing to eat. It's very nutritious.
Oh, yeah.
How many kids do you have, Lori, again?
I have 5 boys and my stepdaughter, Kaylin. Mm-hmm.
So you are busy then after
I
work.
am
It takes probably a couple hours to unwind.
3 of my boys are older, so they're on their own, and they're doing very well for themselves. So, yeah. But I still have my 2 little, well, they're not so little anymore. But, yeah, they're still at home.
So what is one bucket list item that you haven't done yet?
Bucket list. I want to travel to Europe.
Ooh, anywhere in particular in Europe?
Maybe Italy. I was thinking Italy or Greece.
Yes.
We were even thinking of Scotland. So I don't know. Something like
Just
that.
need a whole European vacation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it would be nice. Yeah.
And what's one piece of advice that has stuck with you that somebody has given you over the years?
Someone has given to me over the years. I don't know. It's hard to say because I've been given so much advice over the years, but I think one of the main ones that really stuck with me was to pretty much not let anyone try to turn you into something you're not.
Alrighty. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap up our episode 10. And we want to thank you so much, Lori, for joining us here in the studio today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lori.
Thanks, Lori.
It's been a pleasure.
And we'll be back next week with another special guest. So tune in and we'll see you next week.
Have a great week.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.